So, Miss Kearl,
Yes.
right? Okay, so you're the librarian.
Well, I'm the library assistant, so I'm not
Assistant.
actually a librarian. Miss
So-
Ball's librarian.
What do you do?
I assist Mrs. Ball. I help her get books ready to be checked out, so that means making sure that they're really strong to withstand kids, putting them in their backpacks and then getting bumped around. I help students find books. Sometimes I help them with stuff on the computer, like writing papers, things like that. I run little errands, that kind of thing.
Like little errands? What do you mean little errands?
Like if, for example, a teacher at another school wants to borrow a book from us, then I get it ready and then I run it down to the office, get it in the mail for them. Yeah.
They do that?
Yeah, students can borrow books from other schools and teachers do that sometimes too. So
like, say, Century needed a book.
Yeah.
You're just like...
They would email me or Mrs. Ball, and then we would find the book and check it out to whoever needs it over at Century and mail it off to them.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. There's a lot of books that, like maybe we'll have book 1 through 10 of a series, and then Century has book 11 through 20. And so the kid reads the first 10 books and is like, I need the next book. So we'll email Century and they'll mail them.
So you just like email them like 10 books?
Well, they usually only do 5 at a time, but it depends on the circumstances. So
that's fine. Do a lot of people check out books?
Yes, we have a lot of kids in here all day, every day checking out, and hopefully we've got the kind of books they like, although we do have some programs on the computer. If we're missing books that kids think we should have, then they can say, I want you to get this book.
And then you just like go to Century and be like, I need this book.
Yeah, we can either do that or we can buy it if we have the money, depending on.
Oh, that's cool. Just for that one kid.
Yeah, well, if it's a really popular book, if it's a weird, obscure book, maybe we'll just borrow from Century, but if it's something really popular, we'd probably buy it, because there are going to be lots of kids that want to read it.
So we're like, I want this book, and you're like, do you like look into it and be like, is that popular?
Yeah, well, Mrs. Spall mostly, she does the buying, because she's the one in charge, but I will look into it, and if it's one that's really popular, I'll say to her, hey, we don't have this, I think we should get it, and then she'll put it on the list of, if she agrees with me.
Is there a lot of books on the list?
Yes, right now we have a ton of books on the list because our budget is kind of small this year, so we have a lot that we're like, when we have money, we're going to buy all these books.
Was it big last year in the budget?
We had a little bit more, but we bought some shiny new furniture for the library.
Oh, so like the table?
Yeah, the table here, then the comfy chairs and stuff, they're all new. And
really?
So we kind of used a lot of money on our new furniture. So we don't have as big a book budget. But.
So like, how did it look last year?
At the beginning of the year, we didn't have any furniture because we got rid of it over the summer. And then Mrs. Neal and I, she was a librarian last year, we put these shelves together and got these chairs. And so 2 years ago, we had these big, tall, orange shelves that were kind of ugly and they were hard to reach the top if you're short like me. And you couldn't really see into the library very well. They blocked the light and stuff like that. And so we got rid of those and got new stuff.
This is nice stuff.
Yeah, it is. I shouldn't say we didn't use our book money to buy the furniture. We have, some money that's specifically for books and some money that's just for whatever. So we used the whatever money. So now we just, for buying new books, our book budget is just, doesn't have any extra money.
Do you guys save up the money each year? So say you don't use some book money and then you just save it up?
Actually, I think we try to spend our whole budget every year. That's not me. That's Miss Ball that does that, so I don't really know. But I think she tries to make sure that we spend everything every year so that we're not, wasting, we're not using the money. We always have books we need to buy, so there's always lots of stuff to buy. But
so how do you like being the secretary of the library?
I love it. I like working with kids, and I like helping Mrs. Spall. Plus, I have all the books I could ever want to read. So, yeah, it's great.
You can just check out a book and be like,
yeah. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I don't even check them out. I just take them home and then bring them back, and I'm like, it's okay because I know that I've got it. But yeah, I like to look through and then just pick random ones that look interesting.
So one day are you going to be the head librarian?
I have to get a degree for that I don't have, but that is my plan. I'd like to go back to school and get the librarian degree, and then maybe here, although I think Miss Ball's going to be here a long time, maybe some other school, but I'd like to come back and be the official head librarian. That would be fun.
So, like, how many years did it take to be the secretary librarian?
It's anybody could do this. This doesn't require a degree. So I didn't have to. I just applied and got the job.
So how many years do you have to be the head librarian?
It depends on which degree you get. There's one that is only good for working in schools, and that I think is like, it's somewhere between 8 months and a year, depending on what school you get it from. And then there's one that lets you be a librarian wherever you want, and that's like a 2-year degree.
So it's like a traveling librarian.
Well, not a. It means that I could work here at the school, or I could work at Marshall Public Library, or I could work at like ISU, because the degree is good for everywhere. And then there's the one that is called media specialist. That's only good for schools. So you can't go to Marshall and work there. You could only work at a school if you had that degree.
So like, what one are you looking for?
I probably will get both. For now, I would do the media specialist just because it's a little less money and I'm kind of broke. But I would like to eventually have the degree that would let me go wherever I want and work. Because like over in New York, for example, at the schools there, they make their librarians have the other degree. So if I wanted to go live in New York, then I'd have to have that degree.
So like, does that degree like help you, like, can you move and then it will still like?
Yeah, and it'll be good anywhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty handy, but it's more money, so it costs a lot more money.
So like, how long have you been working here for?
I've been working here. This is my 3rd year here.
3rd year.
Yeah.
And Mr. Kearl works here.
Yeah, and I think he's been here 4 years. And before that, our mom worked here. She's retired now, though. She was here for like 5 years.
Was she the head librarian?
No, she was a teacher. She was an English teacher.
Really?
Yeah. When I was really little, she was a librarian. She also, I'm like her, I guess we have similar mind, but here she was an English teacher.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Do you like pokey?
I do. I love pokey. Woo, go Indians!
So like, why do you like pokey?
I think that there are really nice teachers here. I like a lot of the kids. I mean, I don't know all of them, or I would say I like all of the kids, but the ones that I know are really cool, and I like that it's a really old building because it's got it's got history and...
Reminds me of Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's like American Harry Potter.
I know.
The high school I went to was also like 100 years old, and so it kind of also reminds me of my high school that I went to, so I like that.
So like, where are you from?
I grew up in Kentucky. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty different from Idaho. I mean, at least as far as the weather goes, but...
So how did you like your high school?
I loved it. I hang out at the library all the time there too, so I've always been a library kind of person. But
so you like reading books?
I do. I love to read. Sometimes when I was in high school, I would read books instead of doing my homework, so I didn't always get the best of grades. But I do love to read.
Except for English.
Yes, I did. Well, no, not even, because the year I was supposed to read The Great Gatsby, I forgot and didn't read it, and then I did really badly on the test.
Oh my gosh,
so
I love that show.
Yeah, well, I should have read it because I got a C in English that year. That was a bummer, but I didn't. I was reading a different book instead.
I hear like the book's better than the movie.
I don't know. I still haven't ever read it. All these years, that was like 20 years ago, and I still haven't read it. So I probably should. But
so, would you pick TV or reading?
Probably reading in the long run. I mean, I don't know. TV is really fun. Don't get me wrong. I like stories no matter how they come. But, I guess reading, because you can do it without anybody hearing and, keeping anyone awake. Or you could do it even if you don't have any power or cable or anything. So that's what's nice about reading.
You don't have to, pay for it.
Yeah, you can go to the library and get a book for free and take it home. So that's nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't read that much.
Well, it's not for everyone. I understand that, but it's something I've always really liked.
I was never good at reading, so I was like, should I?
That's when you listen to a book on tape. That's how, not tape, on like an MP3 or whatever. Yeah, podcast, something like that.
Yeah, like we're doing now.
Yes, just like now. Hopefully people will listen to this.
They will. It's going on the school website.
Nice. Famous. We're famous.
Like 600 people listen to them every day.
Sweet. You 600 people that are listening are awesome. Whoever you are.
Yeah.
Looking around.
They're probably not reading or doing their homework. They're probably just
they're just listening while they do other stuff.
They're like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, you guys are great.
So at lunch, it gets busy in here.
Oh yeah, it gets super, super busy. There's Our library isn't as big as like, maybe Century's library, so we don't have a ton of room, but we still manage to fit like 70 people in. And we've got people that are just eating their lunch and hanging out with friends, and then there's also people who are reading or doing homework or working on the computer. So.
Like over on that side.
Yeah. I think that the other side where the tables are is more people eating, and then there's like the 5 computers. But the side where all the books are is more people doing like reading and doing homework.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a lot of times they're over here talking too. I don't know. It's just a fun place to come and kind of like sit down. And we've got these nice tables. Pretty soon we're going to be selling coffee and hot chocolate. So
Really?
Yeah.
Like during December?
Yeah, well, probably the whole year, but yes, definitely during December where it's like cold and stuff. And
Like I can barely walk outside right now.
I know, it's super
like
cold.
so cold. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, so we're gonna start selling hot chocolate and coffee, and then people can come in here and get warm and sit at our nice tables and look out our awesome
How much
windows.
are those gonna cost?
I don't know. I think Miss Ball wants to charge $1 a cup, but I'm not really sure. We're just setting up the machine over there now.
That's gonna be warm.
Yeah, it's gonna be, so whenever that happens, that'll be really fun.
So do you like the aides of people, the like kids that work here with you
Oh
guys?
yeah. We have some really awesome student aides. We like them enough that we're like, hey, are you gonna have free time next try? You want to be our aide again? And yeah, they're really nice.
So it just like takes up an hour. And then,
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
always tell them, you work hard for me, and then if you want, I'll write you a job reference or college reference or whatever, and I'll make it really awesome and make you sound so super smart. But so far, only one of them has ever taken me up on that. But we always have pretty good aides. Yeah.
That's cool. That'd be like a cool thing to do.
Yeah,
During,
well,
like,
I
an
think it's
hour.
cool. I mean, sometimes there's only like 10 minutes worth of stuff to do, so they spend the rest of the time doing homework or reading. But even that's good, because then it means you don't have to do your homework at home, right?
Yeah.
You can do it here, so that's nice, I think.
So like, what brought you to Pocatello?
My parents lived here, and I was kind of like, I don't know what I want to do for a job, and I don't know where I want to go with my life, and they were like, you should come and stay with us while you figure it out. And so I came, and then my mom, who worked here, was like, hey, they've got an opening for the library assistant. So I applied and got the job, and I love it.
Huh. That's cool. Are you planning on moving anytime soon?
Not anytime soon, no.
Do you like Pocatello?
I do. I think it's a nice town. I mean, it's smaller than where I grew up, but I kind of like that. I like that it doesn't take me very long to get anywhere, and it's got stuff that I need, and close to, like Salt Lake if I want to go somewhere big and exciting.
I feel like there's a lot of churches and stuff, so like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of churches anywhere you go. It just, the religion changes.
And then like, there's nothing to do that much here.
That's true. There's not as much stuff to do. I mean, I've lived in bigger towns and with way more stuff to do. And I guess for a teenager, this would feel really quiet and small. I suppose I like it because I'm older, and so it doesn't bother me that there's not a ton, because I can just read a book or whatever. But I think, yeah, if I was a teenager, I'd be like, I'm bored, because I mean, my hometown did have a lot more stuff to do, but it's still a nice town. And I will say that where I grew up in Kentucky, there were just as many churches. They were just a different religion. So there was Southern Baptist there, but they were like every other corner had a church on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anywhere you go, there's going to be a million churches.
Like there's like a church over there, and then there's one over there.
Whatever there, yeah.
I've never been to church, so I would never know how it felt.
Yeah. I don't.
And people talk about it all the time. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about because I've never went.
You have no frame of reference.
Yeah.
That's all right. I was surprised the other day I saw that we have a synagogue here in town, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. Because I know we have like a mosque, and I think it's cool to have religious diversity and cultural diversity, and that is one thing that I do miss about being in a bigger town is, I guess just having a little more cultural diversity where there's more people from different backgrounds. And yeah, like I want to have a good Korean restaurant. I love Korean food, and there's no Korean restaurant here, so
You have to like make your own.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, which I can. My sister cooks Korean food, but I do not. So
You're like, I did not.
and I just have to wait till I go visit her and then get Korean food from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all I have to ask you today.
Good deal.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks for interviewing.